Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Simon and today I'm back with a birthday book haul as it was, well, this is the first time I've sat down and filmed a video proper in my 40s. Imagine, I was 40 last Thursday, so a week ago today, and some of you lovely lot got me some books very kindly, as it's a weird thing, books and birthdays for me, because I love getting books, but my family and friends have just decided it's best not to even bother, and I can understand why that would be the case, but at the same time it's lovely to get something. However, lots of you asked last year and again at Christmas and then this year if you could get me a book as a thank you for the content that I do, which is very, very kind of you, and also feels slightly odd and weird but delightful. And so I created a wish list, and these are some of the books which you have very kindly, or some of you have very kindly got me from it. I'm leaving that wish list open until the 24th of April, and then it will be gone. And if I do it again, I'm going to try and work out how I can do it from Blackwell's, although they've just been bought by Waterstones, which is just a whole thing, which let's not get even into now because we want to talk about joyful books. So we will, but yeah, I need to think about that because I know where this wish list isn't the best thing in the world, but yeah, it was easiest for lots of you to be able to access. So, and I purposefully only put books on that I couldn't get myself in a local independent bookshop in the UK, with the exception of one, which we'll come to shortly. Other than that, they're all books from like America and stuff. So anyway, let's get on with the books. First up, we have from the lovely Myriam Amina, I'm Afraid of Men by Vivek, Shraya. And I've wanted to read some of Vivek Shraya's books for quite a while because I've seen lots of people whose tastes I really admire and also tend to chime with have really, really loved their writing. And this is non-fiction, and it's all about Vivek looking at masculinity as a trans woman, and how, as someone who has experienced masculinity from pre-transitioning and post-transitioning, both themselves and the masculinity of others, I think this is going to be really, really, really powerful stuff. So I've been really, really keen to get to this one, and now it is here. Then I saw this on the lovely Tasnim of Reads and Reveries Instagram account, and she was just raving about it, and it sounds amazing. It says it's an award-winning Haitian novel about silence, beauty and the solidarity of tears, and the lovely Janine or Amatrine Moon got me this one. It's blue, and this is translated by Tina Cover, and the novel is by Emmelie Phrophete, and it just sounds and looks wonderful. I'm really, really looking forward to getting to this at some point when I want a short, sharp something. And at some point I would like to try and do, and these two might be prime for it actually, a video like Grace did where she read a book a day for a month. I'm thinking like maybe later in the year after well, I'm about to have a month and a half of travelling to 4 different cities a week. And then I've got the summer where I'm travelling kind of non-stop for 15 weeks. So maybe after that, when things settle down, and possibly when I'm unemployed again, I could do one then, we'll see. A book that I saw Noelle talking about on her channel and thought sounded really interesting was August by Callan, which matches my top very nicely. And this is about a young boy called August who, him and his mother leave the town they're living in to start life afresh. However, he gets involved in an act of violence that shocks the whole community where he's moved. And we follow on from there. And I think this just sounds amazing. I do like books about communities where something really sort of not awful or traumatic, like as in I would want it to happen to real people, but in fiction, I really find that fascinating. It's a bit like if a crime thriller is done really well, it's less about the crime itself and more about how it makes people react or what it puts people through. I find that fascinating in fiction. I did say all the books were books that I couldn't get in the UK. There was one that I tried to take off, but it had already gone, because I do suddenly keep a list on a certain place of books to look out for, but in independent bookshops, I need to just have that as a list on notes. And this taught me that. But this is also from the lovely Myriam Amina, and it's 10 Things About Writing by Joanne Harris. I really, really like Joanne Harris's writing. Haven't read anything of hers for a while, actually. And it says, build your story one word at a time. Now, I'm not planning on writing a novel. I do think some people are readers and just readers, like just because you read a lot doesn't mean you necessarily want to write a book. Although I have got a couple of ideas for one if I was able to do one. But I like hearing sort of about the mechanics of it a little bit, and I thought this would be really good, and I felt probably wouldn't give too much away and make me sort of, I think if you know too much about the mechanics of writing, it could break the magic in some way. So I think this will tread a fine balance between the two. Anyway, there's that. But back to books that are from other countries, and I couldn't get it here. From Amanda Reed, I was sent Ring Shout by P. Djeli Clark. And this is all about the Ku Klux Klan and how, I think it is, what's the character called? Mary C. Boudreaux and her fellow resistant fighters, a foul-mouthed Simon, what's happened in your forties? You can't speak. But basically, it's about the Ku Klux Klan who are planning to bring hell on earth in 1915, and standing in their way are Mary C. Boudreaux and her fellow resistance fighters, a foul-mouthed sharpshooter and a Harlem hellfighter. And it just sounds really, really, really brilliant. So yeah, that was why I wanted to read that one. Now this I was recommended very recently, and the lovely Angie Leone got it for me. I can't remember who recommended it to me, but thank you so much, because it did sound very much my thing. It was after I'd read Sarahland, which CJ Reads had recommended, by Sam Cohen, and that was a queer short story collection, I described it as. And I was told that Slug and Other Stories, which has the most bonkers cover, by Megan Milks, is another brilliant queer story collections. It's been described as a gory and gorgeous mess by Amber Dawn, and that was enough for me. So yeah, I asked for this one, and it was very kindly sent. Now this is Ben Green's fault. Keisha Cooper kindly sent me it, but I saw Ben recently talking about Your Ad Could Go Here by Oksana Zabuzhko. And this is Ukrainian short stories, and with everything going on in the Ukraine, I want to try and find out more about it and support artists and writers from there. And a huge thank you, by the way, to everyone who bid on me and Mum going on a shopping spree with with someone and a friend of theirs, and we raised over £400, which was just amazing, and hopefully we'll be vlogging that experience, and the AdSense from that video will go to a Ukrainian charity. Anyway, Ben was mentioning this on his Instagram and saying how great it was, and so I was like, right, I'm getting it, and it has arrived, so very exciting. Now this is from the lovely Cindy Hyken, and this book I heard compared to the TV show Yellow Jackets. There we go. I was going to have to try and do a really long-winded explanation of what the show was before the name came to me. But after watching Yellow Jackets and thinking it was so brilliant, I was like, oh, I'd like that in book form, please. And so Godshot by Chelsea Bieker is one book that was recommended in that field. I'm not quite sure why or what, like how it's to do with, because for those of you who haven't seen Yellow Jackets, it's about a group of girls who are on their way to a football tournament, and their plane crashes and they sort of are left in the wilderness, and stuff happens before they're rescued, and it's set in present day when somebody knows the secrets they're keeping, which we don't know yet, and then we go back and it was brilliant and has been recommissioned, so I'm very, very excited for it. There was one actress in it who you don't always know who the younger is going to be played by the older actor, and when it came to the young character and then it revealed who the actor was, or yeah, it is actor, not actress anymore, the actor who was playing it, I literally did a scream, a big gay scream, because I was so chuffed. Anyway, yeah, Godshot, very, very much looking forward to that one. The lovely, now this one came, the lovely I don't know who, because this one came without a note, so I don't know who sent it me, but whoever you are, you're lovely. But if you are going to someone, please do send a note with it, because I want to be able to thank people. But I have been wanting to read a lot more Caribbean literature, and I did get, because Kieran loved it so much, what was it called? It's got a bird flying on the cover. Is it a swan? I can't remember. Anyway, it's another novel by Mootoo, and I've got a few of Shani's books on my list because I feel like she is one of the Caribbean greats who just isn't published here in the UK, and I'm not sure why. But yeah, I wanted to get to her since Reads on Instagram has recommended her a lot. So yeah, and I don't know if this is short stories or whether it's a novel. Or it's a novel. I know that now because it says on the back at the novel's opening. So we have that. Then for something a bit queer, and why not, we have Yes Daddy. This is going to be like the new Night Bitch, I can feel it. Yes Daddy, a novel by Jonathan Parks Ramage. Now, I think Jonathan Parks Ramage might be the wonderful Ryan O'Connell's partner. Ryan O'Connell has, yes, his partner, Ryan O'Connell, wrote Special, and I'm doing an event with him in June for the launch of his book, which was the one that got me to say penis when reading the blurb more times than I've ever said penis on this channel ever, or possibly even in my life. But Yes Daddy is a novel about a younger man who gets embroiled in the life of an older one, and it gets more and more sinister as it goes on. I don't think it's a thriller, but I think it's kind of literary thriller is probably the right term, so intrigued for that one. Now this book is The Fault of Mercedes. Mrs. Scarlett, oh sorry, did I say who sent me Yes Daddy? It was Miss E.A. Moffat, sorry, I should have said that. And Miss Scarlett Wilson, or Ms. Scarlett Wilson, kindly sent me The Memory Theatre by Karin Tidbeck, which I heard about from Mercedes, that's why it's her fault technically, and sounded amazing. The one thing that made me think, oh, I'm not sure it was, interdimensional theatre is part of this book, but it's about an alternate version of here, I think, and how it may end up connecting with this country, but I think it also looks at myths and legends and all those things along the way. So that was what I remember of it, and that's why I fancied reading it, and so now I have it to head to at some point. I do have some space, you can't see here, I've got a whole shelf that is free where these books are going to go, which you'll see when I do an epic sorting the shelves out, because I've added new shelves to this room. And here you've got a very cheeky new pot that I got for my birthday from Chris and absolutely love, along with that one as well too, which is lovely. I nearly said something really, I'm not going to. Next book, let's move on swiftly, is from Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth. This is The Beguiling by Zsuzsi Gartner, and this I thought sounded amazing. It's about a woman who, for some reason, everyone starts telling their sort of undying secrets. Undying secrets? No, it's undying something. They start telling them their secrets and confessing everything to her, and I just thought that sounded such a great premise for a book. I was like, how could I not? And I don't know whether, because it says The Beguiling, whether it's something that she does, like she makes people tell her their secrets, but that intrigued me a lot. Then we have from the lovely Becky at One Literature Nut, who kindly sent me What Storm, What Thunder by Myriam J.A. Chancy. And this is set on Haiti. This is set on Haiti, and it's after a earthquake hits the island and what happens to all the people there, and I think this is going to be really, really phenomenal. Another book that I saw a lot on since is Instagram was Pleasant View by Celeste Mohammed, and this was very kindly sent to me from Emma Robertson, who sent me another book actually, which will be coming up shortly. And yeah, like I said, I want to read a lot more Caribbean fiction, and this has had a lot of recommendations, and so I thought it would be good. Although I've just seen, I think this is the Jacaranda edition, so not the American one, so that's interesting. I didn't realise it was out in the UK, and now I know. So technically a naughty purchase, but oh, what I'm hoping is that if I review these, lots of you will go and buy them, so therefore, and you'll go and buy them from lovely places, so therefore I'm doing my bit in promoting the books and the authors making money in some way. Anyway, the other book that Emma got me very kindly was Bathhouse, a thriller by PJ Vernon. I've seen this kind of everywhere, and it just sounds really interesting. It's quite a salacious thriller set in a sauna or bathhouse in America, where men go to meet each other and have encounters, and something awful starts happening. So yeah, really, really intrigued for this one. I've quite like the idea of a salacious, saucy, sauna-based thriller, and somebody's written one, so well done, PJ. And then last but not least, one that arrived today as I'm filming this from the lovely Sandy Armour. This is Disorientation by Elaine Shea Chu, and this, I think, sounds brilliant. I love, as you know, and I think this is probably the one that I'm the most excited about currently. No offence to any of the others, I'm excited about all of them, but this one at the moment is like screaming, read me, read me, read me, partly because of the cover, but also because, get to it, Savage, the fact that it's a book all about how cultures come together, how they clash and collide, and all those kind of things. It's a Taiwanese-American woman's coming of consciousness, a Taiwanese American woman's coming of consciousness ignites eye-opening revelations and chaos on a college campus in this outrageously hilarious and startlingly tender debut novel. And yeah, honestly, I think that cover is a thing of genius. It's got pretty much all of my favourite colours on it. I love that green and I love these pinky shades, particularly that one and that shade of the door. But yeah, I just think, oh, it's gorgeous. So very, very much looking forward to this one. So there we go. Those are some lovely books that I received for my birthday. A huge thank you to everyone who sent me one or two. That was really, really, really kind of you. And yeah, it brought a smile to my face. I will be back later this week where I'll be reflecting on March's reading and talking about the books, or what my TBR is or may not be actually, in April. And yeah, that'll be that, probably on Saturday. There's a sneaky extra video because this week my vlog was late because I was still on holiday and having a lovely time holidaying. But yeah, I will speak to you all soon. Thank you again to everyone who sent me a book, and much appreciated. I'll speak to you all later. I don't know how I'm ending this. I've gone all awkward because people have been lovely. Goodbye.